Captain Tom Darcy. See this rock jetty here, and it's old pilings and whatnot, and there's remnants of it right there. That's where all the ferries used to land.
Okay.
And it's kind of a straight road from there. They, back in 1949, they made this slip to fit this ferry.
Wow.
Up until that point, they all drifted right up on the beach or gravel, and had little ramps that led off the cars or wagons, as it were, whatever mode of transportation that they were using starting back in 1769. Prior to that, they had side wheelers as well, steam-powered side wheelers.
Okay.
But that operation up there was started much earlier. That ferry dates back to 1650.
Oh, okay.
Basically, when they settled the Hartford area, the Dutch settled the Hartford area, and they used it for trade, fur trading.
That's cool. Yeah.
A lot of the old pictures, a lot of the old documentation, they used to keep in churches and whatnot. Well, they burned that have since burned down years ago, and a lot of the documentation and old pictures went with them, of course. So it's very. There's some controversy. Well, not controversy. We really don't know how. Some evidence of a horse on a treadmill powering the paddle wheels.
Wow.
Had to get across the river somehow. The Department of Transportation took over the operation in 1917.
Yep.
Prior to that, it was always privately operated. Why would the state take it over? Well, the state started building bridges and put the ferryman out of business, basically.
Ooh.
So the state took over this ferry and the Rocky Hill Glastonbury ferry, which, if you go up there, that is a mirror image, only made out of metal instead of wood, of the Selden II.
Okay.
That is a 30-foot steel tugboat, diesel powered, and an 80-foot barge, carries 3 cars. The Selden II and Selden I. There's some sketchiness about that, but we know for a fact that the Selden II was a wooden, gasoline-powered towboat, about 30 feet long, that towed a wooden barge, about 60 feet long, that was carried 3 cars, or 3 horses and buggies. Prior to that, the Selden I, we really don't know, but we think it was a steam-driven paddle wheeler. Before that, there was the Emily A. Wright, there was the Middletown, there were various other names to them that came across this particular landing. That boat launch over there, that is now a boat launch, was the landing for all their ferries besides this one.
Okay, so that boat launch there was the landing for all the ferries before this one.
Correct.
All right, so the Selden III was built in what year?
They laid the keel in 1949 and went into service, we think, in 1950 or 51. There was a little bit of a delay because they had to build these slips. They had to do some dredging and build the slips to accommodate this boat. Back then, this was the state of the art.
Well, it's still going strong.
And still going strong with some minor modifications. Still diesel. It's in essence the same boat. Out of the Navy in 1987. Banged around a few jobs. I'm going to say it was 1988 or 89 that I started here as first mate, collecting tolls on deck. That's back when the fare was, I think, $1 for a car and 25 cents for a passenger. After a couple of years, I aspired to be one of the captains here. I got my Coast Guard license. A captain's position became available up the Rocky Hill Glastonbury Ferry. I took that job up there for 10 years. A position opened up down here, and I came down here.
Nice.
That's the short of it. That's the short version, if you will. Jobs in between that, but I've been on the water all my life, so this
Yeah, the water is good.
certainly worked for me.